The Echo has launched its latest campaign called We Care. The campaign will help people like Bronwyn Nott, whose daughter Rachel is 17 but has the mental age of 18 months. Bronwyn and her husband Colin care for Rachel 24/7, 365 days a year. We will let Bronwyn explain what it is like caring for Rachel.
It really is like looking after a toddler. And she's very, very demanding. She's very loving, but she needs attention and stimulation all the time. Rachel goes to Ellen Tinkham School 5 days a week, and she's collected in the morning about 8:30 by taxi, and she comes home usually about 4:15. We do have one night a week, usually, respite. It's not every week, but it should average once a week, and that really is a godsend. It just allows my husband and myself just to have a normal life for one night, and to be able to do things that everybody else takes for granted, like have a meal in peace, sit down in the lounge with a cup of coffee and without having it knocked over, and go to the toilet in peace. I have to lock the lounge door and the bedroom door and the kitchen door. Rachel has access to her bedroom and the bathroom, and she comes and sits on my knee. And I have to allow that, because if I didn't, then she would be trashing the rest of the place. So whilst she's in the bathroom with me, I know exactly what she's doing. It's Sunday morning. I've just left Rachel in her bedroom for 5 minutes while I went to the toilet. And this is the result. Bed moved across the room. Clothes strewn out of the drawers, strewn all over the floor. We have taken the knobs off the drawers, but she still managed to get the drawer open and take all the clothes out of her drawer. She's moved the bed across the room, and this is just because I went to the toilet for 5 minutes. We have locks on all the other doors so that she can't get in, but she has access to her own bedroom, and this is the state of it. This is an everyday occurrence, not just once. When we go out, I never go anywhere without a change of clothes, because she does tend to get quite messy. As I said, she is like a toddler, so she feeds herself like a toddler, and she does get very messy. She wears nappies all the time, so I have to take, when I go out, I have to make sure I've got enough nappies. And when I do go out, if I take Rachel, say to Crediton, a small town where we live, then I will walk her around the shops, but I have to hold her hand. I cannot let go of her hand, because she would just be off. She has no sense of danger at all. When we are out, she goes up to every man she sees and grabs them. She's a tart, she really is. In the supermarket, we've just been today, and she just goes up to any man. But the other thing that she does is grab ladies' handbags. So it's quite challenging to take her shopping. If I take her to Exeter or somewhere like that, then that is more difficult. So I take her in a wheelchair. But if I go into a shop and I'm looking at something, she is screaming. She wants to be on the move all the time. So unless it's vitally important, I don't take her to Exeter. There are carers that are unpaid, like us, who look after a child, a husband, a wife, or even a friend. And then there are paid carers whose job it is. And I think that needs to be distinguished. People who are reading the Express and Echo need to understand that when we're talking about carers, we're talking about family carers who don't get paid. A recognised fact that carers save this country £87 billion a year. So I think that carers ought to be recognised better and given a more realistic amount of money, and that would enable carers to cope better with their cared for person. Also, I'm 60 this year in May. When I claim my old age pension, I do not get carer's allowance, so my £48 stops, although my caring role continues.
As well as highlighting the role carers play in our society, our campaign will also set up a fund that will provide them with nights out, weekends away, or even a simple trip to the seaside. Not only are we appealing for money to help pay for respite care when we arrange these trips, we also want companies to offer their services by joining the We Care Club. You may be a hotelier who can offer a certain number of rooms a year, or a restaurant willing to provide a meal for two as part of a special night out. Whatever you are able to do, no matter how big or small the commitment, we want to hear from you. And in return, you will feature on the We Care Roll of Honour in the Express and Echo.
This modernisation programme that Devon County Council has gone down this road has, as I said, they've closed so many opportunities for learning disabled, and because learning disabled haven't got anything to do during the day, that brings a lot more stress on the parent carer.
So, what does Bronwyn see as the future for Rachel?
The future for Rachel. She'll be at school till she's 19 and a half. I think it's July 2010 she leaves. And I just cannot see what there is for Rachel. If you'd have asked me that question probably 3-4 years ago, I would have said that there is a very good day centre in Crediton that she would go to. But unfortunately, like a lot of other day centres, Devon County Council have just closed them down. The white paper Valuing People says that disabled people should have the choice to be integrated into the community, and I agree with that. But the operative word there is choice. And Devon County Council have taken the choice away because they've closed so many day centres, and they've reduced the eligibility criteria for what day centres are left, so that they are not giving learning disabled people a choice. And you see so many of them just walking the streets. I can take you into Crediton now on any day and see a group walking the streets. One day a week they go into the pub for lunch. Another day one group goes into a church hall and does what they call knit and natter. Well, A, Rachel can't talk. B, if you gave her a knitting needle, she'd stick it up her nose. And she does not sit still. So there is absolutely nothing out there for Rachel. So I'm very, very concerned. And it looks as if she will have to go into residential care. Having a child like Rachel, you don't get invited to anywhere. And if you do invite people, she's so difficult that people just don't come. So if that somehow that can be put across, that it's a very isolating position to be in with a child or a young person like Rachel. Thank you. That's all right. Was that all right?